Welcome to this fascinating workshop dedicated to metal recycling arts. Here, skilled artisans transform waste into valuable decorative objects daily. The process begins outside where the raw materials await processing today. We see a rustic brick structure housing their traditional foundry equipment. Workers move heavy bags containing scrap aluminum from storage areas. One man carries a container toward the prepared ground pit furnace site. A hole is dug deeply into the earth to contain the high temperatures. A cylindrical ceramic crucible is placed carefully inside the soil hole. This vessel will hold the aluminum once it reaches its melting point. Next comes the fuel, which is essential for generating intense heat levels. Solid chunks of charcoal are arranged around the crucible opening here. Another worker retrieves tools needed to manage the upcoming fire blast. They bring out a manual pump mechanism to assist airflow control. This manual tool helps stoke the fire before the electric blower connects. Sorting the metal scrap is a crucial step before melting can happen. Various household items like fan covers and cookware are identified. These items are primarily made of aluminum alloys suitable for casting. Heavy pieces must be broken down to fit into the melting pot easily. A hammer is used forcefully to fracture larger rigid metal shells. Smaller fragments pile up in old tires waiting to be melted down. Waste, plastic and non-metallic parts are removed to prevent contamination. The focus remains on pure metal to ensure quality of final product. Workers load these sorted pieces into bags for transport to furnace. The green auto rickshaw arrives carrying fresh supplies of materials. Bags are unloaded quickly onto the dusty ground near the worksite. Every piece of scrap counts towards creating the molten metal bath. Back at the pit, the fire is being ignited with simple matches. Smoke billows out, indicating the combustion process has started well. An electric blower motor is wired up to push air into the pit. This forced air dramatically increases the temperature inside crucible. The flames turn bright orange, signaling the metal is getting hot. Workers toss the first batch of aluminum pieces into the fire. Heat radiates strongly, so protective gear is necessary for safety. More scrap is added continuously to maintain the melting volume level. The electric motor hums steadily, powering the airflow system reliably. Ashes and debris are pushed aside to keep the intake clean mostly. The crucible glows faintly, showing internal temperature rising fast. Patience is key as the solid blocks soften into liquid state. Occasionally the surface is skimmed to remove floating impurities. Molten metal becomes silvery fluid, ready for mold pouring soon. Workers gather more sorted scrap while waiting for complete liquefaction. Large circular fan housings are smashed into smaller usable bits. Sharp edges are broken down to avoid jamming inside the pot. All broken parts are gathered into a central pile nearby ground. Attention shifts back to the furnace, where heat intensity peaks now. The fire burns fiercely, consuming the charcoal fuel rapidly below. Men work together efficiently to maximize productivity throughout day. No energy is wasted in this highly organized small-scale operation. Once the melt is clear, the next phase involves sand preparation. Inside, the shed workers clean the floor for the casting station. A large pile of special molding sand sits ready for mixing steps. Water is poured onto the dry sand to achieve proper consistency. Shovels are used to turn the mixture, ensuring even moisture levels. The damp sand is then shoveled into rectangular metal frames. These frames act as molds that define the shape of the cast. Pressure is applied to pack the sand tightly around any patterns. Smooth surfaces are created to ensure detailed impressions form well. The goal is a flawless impression of the original design element. Climbing a ladder leads to stored wooden patterns above heads. Intricate carvings hang on walls, representing previous successful casts. A craftsman selects a specific curved floral design pattern piece. This wooden master model determines the final decoration on walls. He brings it down carefully to place within the prepared sand bed. Precision is required when positioning the replica for best results. The sand surrounding the pattern must be firm to hold shape. Any loose grains could ruin the delicate curves of the design. Hand tamping ensures every corner of the mold is fully compacted. Dust settles as the foundation for the casting takes solid form. Tools lie scattered around, showing the active nature of work here. The environment is rugged, yet focused on high-quality output standards. Recycled materials give new life instead of ending in landfills. This sustainable practice reduces environmental impact significantly today. Local demand for such architectural details drives this industry growth. Artisans combine tradition with modern recycling techniques seamlessly. The molten metal waits patiently in the glowing crucible below. Soon it will flow into these carefully prepared sand negative forms. Cooling down will harden the metal into permanent solid structures. Finishing touches involve grinding and painting after extraction happens, but right now the priority is perfecting the mold cavity shape. Each shovelful of sand adds another layer to the mold strength. Experience dictates exactly how much pressure each ram applies correctly. The sand feels cool and gritty under the bare feet of workers. Sunlight streams through the open workshop door, illuminating dust motes. Shadows stretch across the floor, marking the passage of time. Collaboration is evident as multiple hands work on single tasks. Communication is non-verbal, relying on years of shared experience. Efficiency is paramount in this competitive local manufacturing sector. Low overhead costs allow them to offer affordable decorative solutions. Quality control checks happen visually before any pouring occurs. The pattern must sit perfectly flush with the sand surface level. Final adjustments are made by hand to smooth out imperfections. Ready for the pour, the setup awaits the molten liquid arrival. Safety measures are observed even in this low-tech environment. Protective clothing shields skin from radiant heat sources nearby. The scene captures the raw beauty of industrial craftsmanship today. It highlights human skill turning trash into treasure effectively. Every step from sorting to melting shows deep technical knowledge. This method preserves cultural heritage through functional art creation. Viewers appreciate the transparency of the entire production process. From raw waste to refined decoration, the journey is inspiring indeed. Stay tuned as we witness the moment the metal meets the sand. The transformation concludes with the cooling of the new replica. This marks the end of our look at the preparation stages here, leveling the foundation mixture perfectly smooth. The craftsman places the intricate metal template here, ensuring the positioning is absolutely straight and true. Now he presses the stencil deep into the bed gently, using a metal bar to anchor the shape firmly down, trimming the excess around the edge precisely by hand. Watch how the scrap metal melts in the hot furnace outside. Back inside, a fresh layer of dry sand mix goes on top, patting the surface smooth before applying any liquid binder, brushing away loose dust to prepare the texture nicely, sprinkling white cement powder to act as a strong glue. Heavy steel grids arrive to add serious structural support. This mesh prevents cracking when the panel cures completely. Shoveling in thick concrete mortar to fill the frame fully, spreading the load evenly across the entire mold surface. Walking directly on top to pack the aggregate tightly together, smoothing the top surface level until it is perfect. Removing the temporary pipes used as spacing markers there, carefully lifting the front frame board off the cured layer. The backside is now ready for installation features next. Small metal spikes are pushed in for wall adhesion now. These hooks ensure the heavy panel stays secure forever. Wet cement milk gets poured over the detailed areas slowly. This slurry bonds the top layer to the pattern below tightly, scraping off the sand to reveal the raised relief design. The hidden flower patterns begin to emerge beautifully now, cleaning up every curve to sharpen the definition further. Refining the edges makes the sculpture pop out clearly. This ancient sand casting technique creates unique artwork. Each scratch is intentional and adds depth to the piece. The contrast between light and dark highlights the texture well. It takes hours of patience to achieve such high-quality finish. Look at how cleanly the metal outline separates now. The artisan checks every inch for missed spots today. No machine touches this, purely handmade traditional skill. Dust removal ensures no debris ruins the delicate details. The relief becomes three-dimensional under his careful touch. Final touches define the leaves and scrollwork perfectly, ready to harden and become a permanent wall decoration soon. A testament to low-cost tools yielding high-end results always. From raw sand to architectural ornamentation in record time, the complexity of the swirl is truly impressive to witness. He clears the last bits of sand, hiding the bottom curves. This method saves money while allowing custom designs freely. The durability relies heavily on the steel grid inside though. Without that reinforcement, the thin sections might snap easily. Notice how the background stays rough for contrast reasons. while the foreground design is left smooth for polishing later. Next steps will involve drying it out safely in the shade. Water curing will follow to gain maximum strength values. Painting will eventually seal the porous concrete surface too. You could mount these on entryways or garden walls easily. Traditional skills like this keep cultural heritage alive strongly. Simple physics creates complex shapes without expensive molds. Pressure and friction do most of the work here effectively. The fire outside suggests recycling materials is key practice. Sustainability meets artistry in this small workshop space. Every movement calculated to avoid damaging the fragile cast. Precision is not lost even with basic handheld tools visible. The result is a heavy-duty panel built to last decades. We see the raw potential before the final paint application. Unpainted grey cement offers its own stark, minimalist beauty. Light hits the ridges, creating natural shadow play visually. Depth perception changes as you walk past the finished wall. This video captures the full cycle from start to finish point. Appreciating the labor behind industrial construction items rarely seen. Modern buildings often miss this human element entirely, sadly. Handcrafting brings soul to otherwise cold building blocks. The repetition of motion shows mastery and muscle memory. Years of training required to control pressure so delicately. Sand acts as the perfect medium because of its fluidity type. Once packed, it behaves like solid rock, supporting the weight. The removal phase is critical to prevent edge breakage risks. One wrong move could chip the delicate curl of the leaf. He handles the frame with respect, knowing the fragility now. Exposing the negative space completes the artistic vision fully. Texture variation adds tactile interest for anyone touching it. Even simple elements like screws get used creatively here. They serve a dual purpose as both mold part and anchor point. Smart engineering solutions come from years of trial error, really. Local materials keep production costs accessible for clients locally. Artisans earn their living through sheer hard manual labor daily. Respect for the craft elevates the value beyond mere utility. What looks messy initially transforms into pure organized order. Chaos turns into structure under disciplined expert guidance. Watching this process calms the mind with repetitive rhythm. Asthma vibes from scraping sounds accompany the visuals here. It is therapeutic to see problems solved with physical effort. The transformation from pile of dirt to stone relief, amazing. Nature provides the raw ingredients for our shelter needs mostly. Stone and sand connect us back to the earth fundamentally. Technology aids us, but human hands build the final reality. There is a distinct advantage to custom sizing on-site projects. You can fit awkward corners that mass-produced tiles cannot. Flexibility is the greatest asset of this particular technique. No two panels are exactly identical due to manual variations. Each piece carries the fingerprint of its creator permanently. This uniqueness is highly sought after in modern luxury homes. Luxury defined by story rather than just expensive price tag. Storytelling through architecture gives meaning to our spaces. Thank you for watching this incredible display of skill today. Subscribe to see more videos of global manufacturing magic soon. Now we see the artisan smoothing the final sand layer over the mold pattern. He carefully removes the wooden template to reveal the detailed impression. The heavy sand mold is lifted and placed flat, ready for the casting process. Outside the workshop, the team prepares the crucible furnace for melting. Scrap metal pieces are loaded into the pot inside the fire pit. High heat intensifies as the flames lick around the crucible vessel. Workers use a long rod to stir the molten metal inside the deep hole. Smoke billows out as the metal reaches its liquid state rapidly. They check the temperature and consistency of the glowing liquid alloy. Skilled hands remove slag and impurities from the surface of the melt. A special metal carriage trolley is positioned to hold the heavy crucible. This mechanical arm allows for a safe and controlled pouring operation. The men prepare the trolley by securing the handles and lifting mechanism. Using long pincers, they lift the crucible out of the fiery furnace pit. The glowing container is swung carefully towards the waiting mold station. One man guides the flow while another steadies the heavy trolley frame. With precision, the molten metal is poured into the sand mold inlet. Silvery liquid flows smoothly, filling the intricate carved channels. The remaining metal fills the overflow basin to prevent waste. After pouring, the crucible is set back down to cool slightly. Steam rises from the fresh cast as it hardens rapidly in the sand. Workers return to the mold to begin the demolding process. They use shovels and tools to scrape away the hot outer sand layer. The sand structure collapses, slowly exposing the solidified metal frame. The raw aluminum casting is revealed, still looking bright and white. Excess material and rough sprues are broken off by hand immediately. The intricate floral design of the bed head is clearly visible now. Another decorative piece is picked up to show its sharp definition. Water is poured over the hot metal to cool it down faster for handling. More sand is brushed away to clean up the detailed scrollwork edges. A separate circular vent piece is cleaned and inspected closely. Smaller ornamental brackets are gathered for future assembly. The collection of white metal parts lies drying near the workshop edge. Time has come for coloring. The pieces are moved outside naturally. An artist sets up his station with spray guns and gold paint cans. He picks up a large side panel to begin the coating process. The airbrush sprays a fine mist of gold lacquer onto the metal. Watch how the dull white transforms instantly into a royal shimmer. The painter moves steadily to ensure every curve gets covered evenly. Deep recesses are filled with the rich pigment for a textured look. The contrast between the raised gold and shadowed areas pops out. Detail work focuses on the small leaves and floral motifs carefully. Even the thin connecting bars receive the full treatment of paint. Once coated, the piece looks like expensive solid brass casting. Another panel is held up to demonstrate the flexibility and lightness. These castings are surprisingly lightweight despite their thick appearance. The finished components are stacked neatly to dry in the sun. Now we see the fully assembled bed frame in the furniture showroom. The golden headboards are paired with plush red and blue velvet. Tall tufted cushions provide a regal comfort against the hard metal. The combination creates a stunning palace-style bed centerpiece. Light reflects beautifully off the glossy gold-painted surfaces here. Every customer visiting this shop sees the luxury potential clearly. This concludes our look at how scrap becomes valuable art. Amazing skill turns basic elements into high-end decor items. We appreciate the labor involved in melting, pouring and painting. Do not forget to subscribe for more unique manufacturing videos daily. Thanks for watching this fascinating behind-the-scenes guide today. See you in the next episode of our Industrial Craft series. Stay tuned to learn even more about hidden factory processes. Your support helps us find these incredible workshops worldwide. Leave a comment below about which part amazed you most today. Was it the casting speed or the final gold finish transformation? Check out our other playlists for similar furniture production clips. We cover everything from wood carving to modern upholstery. There is so much talent found in local community factories. It inspires creativity to see how raw materials are used fully. Please share this video with your friends who love interior design. Help us spread the knowledge of traditional craftsmanship methods. Until next time, keep exploring the world of industrial arts. Goodbye and happy viewing for all our international audience. Remember, every piece starts with a single spark of an idea. Here the spark became fire that created this beautiful golden bed. Nature provides the sand, but humans provide the artistic touch. Aluminum scrap finds a new life as a luxury home fixture. This cycle of recycling and repurposing is very sustainable too. Eco-friendly manufacturing should be supported whenever possible. We hope this video satisfied your curiosity about metalwork. Please hit the like button if you enjoyed the visual process. Turning off notifications might mean missing our next upload soon. Make sure you are subscribed for daily dose of crafting skills. We travel far to document these amazing local artisan stories. Their dedication to detail is truly commendable and inspiring. From simple clay to complex metal shapes, anything is possible. This bedhead represents a blend of old technique and new style. It shows how affordable luxury can be achieved through smart design. Final thank you to everyone following our channel growth journey. We strive to bring you authentic factory tours every single week. Expect more videos showing the magic of heavy machinery usage. That wraps up this edition of Skill Secrets Factory Tour. Keep building, keep creating, and never stop asking questions. Have a great day ahead and enjoy the rest of your creative time. Signing off now with respect to all the makers of the world. We will see you again very soon with another cool project. Take care of yourselves and stay safe out there always. Bye-bye, and goodbye from the entire editorial team here. This text marks the official end of our third video segment. Combine it with the first two parts for the full, complete story. We know you will love seeing the whole picture together, finally. And that brings us to the absolute conclusion of this series.